Hey guys, so today's a one topic video about someone that I haven't spoken about in a while because he's been kind of staying out of drama, as much as that still doesn't forgive anything he's done in the past because there's just a lot of allegations against this person, so that's not me excusing it. But he hasn't been in drama in a long time and I haven't spoken about him in a while. And it's Jeffree Star. So before we get into all of that, my social media will be in the description along with my movie commentary / beauty channel and anything else you're going to find. And yeah, subscribe, hit that bell, make sure you're still subscribed, make sure you've still got the bell on because YouTube is acting up. So just scroll down right now. Let's do it all collectively. Scroll down, make sure you do it. And let's get into it. So Jeffree Star, right? First of all, let's just say he hasn't really been posting on YouTube for a long time. Like whenever he posts, it's usually to do with either like pre-launch, like he'll be posting stuff right before he launches makeup, or for a launch of his beauty product. He'll do some kind of a video, and his videos haven't really been doing that well. He's still losing subscribers. He's not really getting the kind of views that he used to get unless he's in drama, which I said he's not in drama. He's not, but like if he gets mixed up in something, he will get a slight boost of views, and then after that it's downhill again. So when it was the Kanye West drama that he didn't even start, like he was accused of dating Kanye, and because of that he managed to capitalize off that, have a few good videos on his channel, and then it kind of died off again. So it's not even like he's putting himself in drama, it's just like if something happens or he gets brought up, he'll get like a sudden boost of views and that's it. So people are saying, you know, his makeup's probably not selling that well. I actually on my second channel would do some of these videos where I talk about things that are on sale all the time, and his makeup is always on sale on Beauty Bay. Always on sale, always on some kind of bundles. Like there's never a time where you can get all of his stuff full price. Like there's always one or two at least things on sale. Nowadays, more. Concealers, lipsticks, eyeshadow palettes, like full eyeshadow palettes are on sale. His launches are also not selling out. Like I remember it was the last, I think 3 or 4 launches just did not sell out. Like usually his makeup sells out within 10 minutes and then, you know, he'll do like a relaunch. Nowadays, his makeup doesn't even sell out. So clearly he's just not doing that well. So people are wondering like, what's the next step for him? I mean, I don't even think he needs a next step. He's already a multi-millionaire. Like even if he's lying about exactly how much money he had enough money to buy a $14 million mansion. So I'm sure he's doing fine. He's got like 20 cars. He's doing just fine. I think he could retire tomorrow and be fine, but I just don't think that's the kind of person that Jeffree Star is. I think he enjoys doing stuff and making money and feeling like he's important and feeling like he's successful, whatever that means to him. So bearing all of that in mind, he recently moved from California to Wyoming, and he bought a a farm. He bought a farm. With my accent, saying anything American is just borderline weird. So yeah, he bought a farm, essentially is what we would call it over here. He bought a bit of land with some yaks. Yaks are these animals, they produce like yak milk and you can make stuff out of it. I think I bought Phoebe, my dog, something from yak milk before. I think I had like calcium in it or something, because obviously high in calcium. So I remember that much. And you can also get fibers from them that you can obviously then turn into like materials and make stuff from it. I think you can sell some other parts of the animal as well. So yak farms do apparently really well in America, and wherever you have yaks. They're apparently a very profitable animal. You can get quite a lot out of it and it's a pretty good business. Anyway, he's got this yak farm and he's like named all of them and he feeds them and strokes them and treats them essentially like pets. He's always had a lot of dogs, so this isn't like I mean, from dog to yak is a bit of a stretch, but it's not that, you know, crazy that he's got all these animals on his property. First, people thought he moved to Wyoming for Kanye as well, which is kind of adds to a different piece of story, but he didn't. He moved, he's got this yak farm, and people are wondering, like, you know, what's the next step for him? Like, why does he have all these yaks? He never really announced, like, what he's going to be doing with them. He made, like, an Instagram account for them, but, like, no one really knew what was going on. They were just like, why do you have a random Instagram account for your yaks? Are you turning into a farmer? Like, what's happening? And recently, he actually trademarked a yak business, and under that came butchering. So like selling meat from yaks, and people were just going wild on Twitter. They were like, what is happening? He obviously trademarked fibers, milk, meat, and then other things. And people went on Twitter and some people were saying how it doesn't make sense for him to be selling meat, aka like killing the yaks that are on his farm, while also having a makeup brand that is cruelty free and vegan, because, you know, vegan means no meat. However, in his defense, those are two different businesses. Like, I just don't, I think you're allowed to have one business that is vegan and one that isn't. However, ethically, morally, like, they essentially just cancel each other out. Like, at this point, you might as well just not have your brand be vegan because you're contributing to meat in this way, but not in this way. So there's just a lot of things. People are saying how, you know, he's cruelty free and vegan, but doing all of this, how he has named all of these yaks and he's just going to be killing them. Like, it's just a really strange, because no one, when you're farming, you don't name the cow that you're going to kill unless Unless you do, let me know. If you live on a farm, do you name all of your animals and then butcher them? Because that would just be really, I would be upset. I'd be heartbroken if I gave something a name and then had to kill it. So, you know, so people are just very confused. And I think Insider wrote 2 articles. One of them was kind of like the initial, what is happening with the yak farm? Why does he have a yak farm? You know, he's got this Instagram account, like what's he going to be doing with it? Is this his next like business venture? And then they did a follow-up article with some receipts, aka him trademarking this yak business. So there was the first article, which was Jeffree Star raises yaks on ranch in Wyoming after leaving his life in luxury in Los Angeles. And essentially they're just talking about like what we said, which is he's raising these yaks and, you know, calling them majestic creatures and all of that good stuff. Then there was another article a day ago that's called Jeffree Star called his yaks majestic creatures after trademarking Star Yak Ranch Butchering. Jeffree Star says he's been filming the construction and expansion of Star Yak Ranch, starting from where he bought his first yak. So he's trademarked all of this, and he trademarked the brand for categories like yarn, pet food, and butchering services. Jeffree Star says his plans for his newly acquired herd of yaks will soon be revealed, and that nothing is happening except brushing them, loving them, and feeding them. So that is after, so they did hit their initial article basically saying that he's probably going to be killing these yaks, and he did an Instagram story that I'm going to play for you guys a little bit of.
I never address more, I just keep my life moving, but let's address the Star Yak Ranch. Shall we? Okay, so I went on Twitter, and there's a lot of people making up some which I've dealt with a lot, but let me straighten out the lies and misconceptions, Miss Girl. I recently trademarked Star Yak Ranch in every single category that you could do for raising animals, just because you want to always protect yourself in business. So let's say I trademark it for yarn, cheese, breeding, butchering, etc. It doesn't mean I'm doing any of those things. It just means I don't want anyone to be able to take my trademark in those categories, which people have done before. So I'm just protecting myself. So I guess a few stragglers are trying to spin up a fake story that I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Y'all, relax. When I'm laying on a yak and I name them, nothing's happening to them except brushing them, loving them, and feeding them. Anything else that y'all making up in your head, it's not real. So you silly hoes making up rumors, please take this soundbite and correct yourself. Anyone out there that's like, Jeffree needs to just pick a career. I'm like, wait, I did a whole series with Shane and I showed y'all the full tea of the makeup industry, like from the production to the cost of goods to literally everything. But I also do a lot more, you guys. I think most of you know that, but am I not allowed to do 2 things at once now? I put out a video about my ranch, which we've been filming so much stuff the last month, from the very first yak getting there till right now. There's been so many cool things happening at the ranch, and construction and new animals and so much fun, which we're gonna dive into very, very soon finally.
He was basically just really pissed off. He was like, I never said I was going to be killing these animals. Essentially what happens is whenever you trademark a business, you have to kind of trademark it for all of the different categories, otherwise someone will try to trademark it for that separate category that you omitted. So if he didn't trademark it for butchering, someone would make a Jeffree Star Yak Ranch business and trademark it just for butchering, and that would basically ruin Jeffree Star's image because someone's using his likeness to trademark a different type of business. So he trademarked butchering, but he's not actually planning on butchering them. In a Snapchat story on Tuesday, the controversial makeup mogul and beauty YouTuber said that he had been building Star Yak Ranch, which he filed to trademark through his Wyoming-based LLC on August 4th. Since Insider's report was published, tweets have gained traction speculating that Star, whose makeup and cosmetics line was vegan and cruelty-free, would go on to sell yak meat from the animals raised on his farm. Star appeared to be responding to the complaints and called his yaks majestic creatures. Star said the move was to protect himself from people using his trademark in those categories. So we've got goods and services under natural fiber, clothing, pet food, butcher shops, butchering and breeding and stud services for yaks. Now he's saying he's not going to be doing all of that, but he had to trademark all of that, otherwise someone else would. So obviously in his story, he was kind of pissed off at Insider for writing this article, mainly because Insider has in the past reported on a lot of Jeffree Star stuff, like crimes. Please look it up. Please, I'm not even allowed to talk about half of the stuff that was said in these articles, but Insider was very big on reporting on some alleged crimes against Jeffree Star. So I think he's just really pissed off at Insider, and he's mainly pissed off at Kat, the journalist behind Insider. She's been the main one writing about all of these crimes, so he's probably really pissed off at Kat, and he kind of called her out a little bit in these Snapchat stories where he was like, yeah, there's people making up rumors about me once again, I'm gonna be killing yaks. But yeah, Kat basically just wrote about what was publicly filed. It was a public trademark that was filed. She reported on it, and now he's basically said that he's not going to be killing animals, that he's just doing this so that other people don't trademark killing animals under his name, which makes sense. But yeah, it's just a lot of tea, a lot of shade, and I think he's just really pissed off at Kat for reporting on all the stuff that he does. And yeah, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything to comment down below, and subscribe to post videos every time something happens. So hit that bell, you've been notified when that's happening. Social media links and the links in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.